What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today we're going to do a pretty short one box dime hunt. Now, I was able to get my local Kroger that has a Fifth Third Bank in it to order me a box of nickels and a box of dimes, and they came in today, so I went and picked them up. So I'm going to make a quick video out of these dimes. It is the NF String & Sons, which I don't know if I've ever done a whole box of those. There were holes in the bottom, but it looked like a lot of brand new dimes, so I went ahead and opened it up, and it does look like it's fairly well circulated, so I think this could be a pretty good hunt. So I'm kind of excited to get into these, so let's jump into it. So if you've never hunted dimes before, there's not a whole lot to look for. Now, I do have a document in the description down below this video, and it's actually in the description of all my coin roll hunts, of the things that I look for when I coin roll hunt. Now, it's not all-inclusive. There's other things that you can look for, but I cover the ones that I mainly look for. When it comes to dimes, I would lose my mind. I've actually done an entire box where I look through every single dime, and it took forever. And it really hurt my eyes, so I don't do that anymore. Right now, I'm just kind of in the mode of edge hunting dimes for silver, which is really, really easy because when you hold silver like this by its edges, those silver dimes will poke right out. It'll be a solid silver line. I think I have a silver dime still sitting around here from my last hunt, or a previous hunt, I should say. And let me just stick it in there so you can see what that looks like. And I'll hold it up high for you to see. But hopefully you can see that. That silver one just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, so that's what we're looking for. Silver can also kind of tarnish over time, so if you have anything really green or really dark, like something black, it's worth kind of going through and checking those out as well. So there are some things you can look for, mainly being the 1996 West Point minted dime. There are proof dimes, which I do look for as I kind of put these back in my hopper to recount them. I have a Royal Sovereign coin counter, so the way I kind of organize them to throw back in there, it allows me to see if I've got any proofs, and that's about all I look for. There are a handful of low mintage dimes, like the 2009, that we want to look for. We, of course, want to keep our eye out for Barber dimes, Mercury dimes. Those are also going to be silver, and anything 1964 and older will also be silver. Like I've got kind of a real gray edge right here on the end. Let's check it out. I just think it's going to be a regular dime. Let's see here. We have, it's actually like a 2015. It just didn't have that copper line running through it, so I couldn't tell. But this is why you need to look at dimes pretty closely, and that's why I have some pretty good lights that I use. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and keep opening these things, and if I find some dimes, we'll make sure to bring you in. But I don't think I've ever, at least in the last probably 6 months, found a silver dime in a bank box. All of my silver dimes have come from customer hunts. So, you know, just doing something different today and trying to find some silver in a bank box. So I thought I'd take this time to lead you through, if you are going to look at dimes one at a time, which I am obviously not in this video, the kinds of things you should be looking for. The first being our low mintage, meaning under 50 million minted dimes. The only two clad varieties that are the ones you're most likely to find in a bank box are your 1996 W and your 2009 Denver. And finding a 1996 W is almost like finding a needle in a stack of needles, so good luck. Everything else is going to be your silver dimes, and those you want to hang on to anyway just because they're silver. But if you have some of these, I would call them maybe semi-key dates, if you will, just because they're lower mintage than a lot of other years. But I also wanted to walk you through the handful of varieties that are out there, like the 1967 Philadelphia, and I'll have pictures on the screen so you know what you're looking at. That has a DDO, the FS 101's what you're looking for. The 1968 Philadelphia has a DDO, it's also an FS 101. The 1968 SDDR, and that stands for double die reverse, and by the way, DDO is double die obverse. The reverses always start with an 8, so it's an FS 801, and this one, as you can see, is pretty severe, should be easy to see under a scope. The 1970, both the Philadelphia and the Denver have a DDR, and it does look like it's pretty easy to identify under a scope. You can use these pictures as a guide. The most common thing you're going to find, though, is next. It's the 1969 70 and 70D that has the reverse of the 1968 Denver. You'll notice from the pictures that the standard strikes have a very dull flame, while the reverse of the 68 has a very, very defined flame, so it's pretty easy to identify. The next dime to keep your eye out for is the 1982 Philly with no mint mark. In 82, there should be a P on the front of the dime, but in 82, they did release some with no mint mark. The last one we're going to talk about is this 2004. It comes on the Philly and the Denver, and it is a double ear variety that presents itself in a couple of different ways, but here's a really good picture of one of the really extreme ones. So this is something you will need a loupe or a microscope to see, but it's a pretty cool find if you can find it. And we mentioned this one before, but I wanted to get a picture up on the screen here of the 1996 West Point Minted Quarter. This is one that even in higher grades is really only about a $35 to $50 coin. And in like an MS68 and higher, it can get pretty pricey, $200 to $400, but good luck finding that. But it is a cool coin, and good luck finding one. All right, well, this is our last roll of dimes in that box. And as predicted, it turned out to be pretty shabby. As you can see, I've got a lot of dimes to get back into the sorter, and I will scoop through those looking for proofs or anything that looks odd, but I'm definitely not going to hunt each and every date. And typically the way I'll go through them, if I did miss anything, I might find it, and if I do, I'll bring you guys back in. Lots of suspect-looking coins. Lots of, had a fair number of metal detecting targets. There we go. I couldn't find the word. But no silver. So let me get these scooped up, and we'll do a real quick wrap-up. Not that we had anything to find, but we'll talk about what it's like to hunt dimes. Well, that box was a dud, and we didn't find any silver, so putting all this silver on the mat just made me happy to look at to wrap up this video. Hopefully it makes you a little happy. At least it's got the good stuff on there. But hunting dimes can be fun. I have unfortunately had almost no luck hunting bank wrap boxes, but the customer rolls have been pretty good, at least for a dime left or right in silver. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I tried to make it a little interesting so you could see the entire hunt and learn a little bit about the dimes that you could be looking for if you wanted to hunt every single dime. So if you did like it, let me know by dropping down below, clicking on that like button, and leave me a comment. If you're new to the channel, please consider dropping down below and clicking on that subscribe button, and then clicking that little bell and selecting all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. Let me know if you like this format. I tried to do something a little bit different. I realize I'm kind of putting a little bit of silver out here at the end and has nothing to do with my dime hunt. It just made me happy. So with that said, I hope you guys are doing well. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.